In the beginning was the wattle and daub done by the local people of Karatu, Tanzania. So normally this is how they normally do it. You see those papers over there, the cement ones, that's where they put these poles in to prevent them from termites, because in Africa, termites ni shida. Okay, so as you can see, that's a detail. And generally, we did the wattle and daub as they do it there locally. So different communities have different ways of doing the wattle and daub. Like for example, this one, ukiangalia, it has poles on both sides, so the central part is hollow. So ideally that makes the wall thicker, but it also makes it a bit hard, and it also uses more material. So that's the roof. Still some wattle and daub very close together, as you can see. That is the local people, that is what they did, because this was a community project. Okay, so ukiangalia chini, that is, you have hardcore, and then uko na kokoto. Okay, juu, that is how they do their floors, which is okay. Caters for the drainage, and then on top of that, much later we'll be doing an earthen floor on top of it. So guys, that's how it looks like. So let's look at the details. Funny enough, this is how they fix their windows. Unaangalia hivi, so it's so simple. Haweki lintel wala nyanyake lintel, and it will stand. Okay, so detail ndio hiyo. Ukiangalia, see an up close, hiyo ni ya kusaidia levels. So hizi miti, the mikoko from Tanzania walikuwa naita miti ya sati. So apparently sati hailiwi na mchwa, so that's what they use for doing their wattle and daub structure. So each community iko na hiyo mti yenye, like the normal people, the local people wanajuanga hii hailiwi na mti. So if you're doing it traditionally, that's what you do.
The roof is covered, it's carried, the weight of the roof is covered by these poles, so it's okay. So
hiyo ni matope, as you can see, ndio kazi imeanza. So there goes, ndio hiyo mchanganyiko. So generally the mixture is clay. It's a fiber ambayo inaweza kuwa millet, inaweza kuwa straw, inaweza kuwa hay, but for this case we're using millet. Okay, ndio hiyo, as you can see. Let me just show you the outside, so uangalie hizo details. And something to note, this is as they do it. So ukienda, every different place they have a way of doing their wattle and daub. Okay, like the one conducting the workshop, the Miss Sigi herself, normally she does strobel walls mostly, and then she just does like one side. So unaona hii iko na mikoko on both sides. There is a way you do not have to do that. Alafu hizo za katikati, the poles, there's a way you can place them a little bit far apart. Okay, so keep that in mind. For this was a local project, so she was mostly, there's what she knows, there's what they know, so it's a mishmash of knowledge and education, so she improves. So she stressed the importance of blending what the people around there already use plus new modern technologies. So yeah, so this was all them. So the choosing of the windows, the location and all that kind of thing, aliwapatia hiyo liwe. So there we go, hiyo ndio hiyo basic plaster. No, there you go, hiyo ndio ya kwanza. the cob. We call it cob. That's the daub part of the wattle. Okay, so for the ceiling, of course, we're doing it. And by the way, for those of you who will be attending my workshop, you're going to be using a little bit of that on the A-frame roof, because I've always wanted for it to be cob. So I'll be teaching you how to do that. And again, as I told you, this was done, the wattle and daub part was done by the community. That is like the woman around and everything. But as you work on it, unaona vitu zenye unaweza improve, you know, takeaways, things you can adapt, and something that you can change. So for instance, this ceiling, because hizo mikoko zilikuwa zimewekwa like so close together, it was a bit hard to get the straw and the fiber all the way in. So it was really challenging. So in hindsight, anyway, so right now we took beer bottles, ama just bottles random, unakata mara mbili, so unaweka kwa maji moto, alafu na alternate kwa maji baridi, as you can see, very hot water, very cold water, and then first of all umeinscribe. Once usha inscribe your point, your weak point, that's where, cause, and then keep in mind lazima ufunike hiyo chupa, okay? Cause unaona nimeifunika so that your pressure ina build up hapo ndani, and then it's going to look for a way to come out, and of course it's going to look for the weakest point, which is why imekatika. Okay, so chupa ndio hizo, unaona we're putting them on the wattle and daub walls. Oh shit, I've not been recording. So chupa ndio hiyo, so ndio hiyo kazi inaendelea. You can see. So guys, especially for us who've lived with this technology, we've seen weaknesses in the past. Mahali unaona, guys, that's hiyo ni drainage, because we are going to be putting a mud floor on top, and then your mud floor we are going to be making waterproof. Okay, yes, matope, and then haitakuwa ina drain maji, so you can wash it with water. Yes guys. So anyway, what I was saying, normally sisi tukifanya hii kazi, because we've done it, huwa kuna hiyo cracks after some time, which is why I think most of us, the Africans, have run away from this method. But the beauty of this is you can tinker with the mixes once you know what does. Once you know the role of the straw, the role of the clay, so ukijua like the right way of balancing them out and what you're looking out for, then guys, you will get rid of the cracks eventually. Okay, so it will crack, but remember, hii tunaifanya it's going to be done in layers. Like this is the first layer, so the first layer it will crack, but because tuseme ovyo nyasi iko na hiyo, unaona hiyo inavuruta okay, so because of that, the compressive strength haitavunjika kabisa. Okay, you get, like for nyasi in a wattle and daub house, and wattle ni hizo mamiti, ni hizo vijiti, the daub ni hiyo matope. Okay, I'm just demystifying it because there is a way they call it and there is a way we call it. So generally what I'm saying, hiyo nyasi inasaidia isivurutike ikatike. Okay, so guys, when you think about the cracking part, these are things zenye can always be worked on. Okay, so anyway, ndio hiyo inakandika, and guys, we use like lots of hair, but this is not the first layer. Anyway, ndio hiyo so chupa zetu ndio hizo. Wenye wameona nikivunja hizo chupa venye I was vunjaing them, you connect one side and then unashikanisha. So if you're doing them like this, so from the inside unaona light and from the outside unaona, like that's the idea, you see. And then katikati una seal na unashikanisha na sellotape, so then ndio una embed. That is why tulikuwa tunavunja hizo chupa. Okay, yippee dippy, yippee dippy, yippee dippy, yippee dippy. So in a certain cobhouse, cob build, by the way, there's a cob building Facebook group in Kenya. We were discussing the advantages and the comparisons basically of cob. Cob, as you know, it's nile tu unaweka now this mixture that we are using, and then you just build the big walls peke yake without the meaty, the wattle and daub, vis-a-vis this. I have what I prefer. Some people have what they prefer, but let me just say, if you're doing what we are doing here, if you've been doing it just the cob way, goodness, the labor would have been quite something. Okay, so if you're doing it for self-build, consider... Anyway, so hapo, I'm not here to change your mind. This is just reporting, yeah? So there goes, ndio unaona hiyo ishakauka kauka. Ndio hiyo hapo kuosha chupa hivi, you know, ndio hiyo ishafanywa. Okay, so you see that dry patch, some of it fell down because of some reasons, which I'll be covering in my workshop, my upcoming workshop. In April, May, I'll be doing wattle and daub. So all these things zenye unaona, I'll be training you how to do them. I'll be showing you the skills. Okay, yeah, so it's tedious, but it was worth it. So ndio hiyo zoom 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 zoom. So let me show you a real good picture. This is after some few days. So unaona hizo cracks, eh? So hapa hivi we are preparing the floor. Ndio hiyo, tamping the floor. Nish ndio hizo tushatengeneza. Okay, and at this point, as much as it's not so clear, tushatengeneza now the first plaster on top of the mud, the first one, yenye mmeona ni tukieka, like literally putting in inside the wattle and daub. So hapa is the floor, yes, doing the earth floor. Ndio hiyo we are tamping. Shamaliza kutamp, you level. So yes, that's an earthen floor. For when you have just here, an earthen floor, there's a way you can waterproof your floor, your earthen floor, using different types of oils. You can use tung oil, you can use linseed oil, and they're all found in Kenya. Okay, so generally there is this tamping, shamaliza, and then unaeka this other coat. Ukiangalia, you do the trowel. So guys, as you watch this, it's very, very important to realize if you're doing maybe a cob structure, something that you should take note, allow your stuff to dry. If you're doing your first layer, make sure it dries kabisa before you do the second layer. Otherwise, because the more unaongezea layers, the more cracks zinapungua. Okay, unaenda ukideal, so you let the first layer crack as much as it can. Umepunguza, yes, by adding everything else, but the second one unakuja after the first one has cracked. Okay, unaeka, if you're doing a third one, make sure the second one cracks, so by the time ifikia ya mwisho, the cracks are minimal. So guys, as you can see, that's the floor. So mnajua mavi ya ng'ombe, you can see, probably you're wondering what is happening. That first part, it wasn't hiyo part ya floor. Yes, that's called done. Anyway, lime plaster mixing, yeah. So this house showcase like all types of clay plaster mixes and all types of lime plaster mixes. Okay, so you're just tweaking with the ratio, you're just tweaking with the mixing materials. So as you can see, sasa hiyo ndio lime chokaa, hydrated lime generally, so calcium hydroxide if you may. So that's it. So umeona chupa zetu. Okay, I can do all things, ndio huyo mimi. So guys, for those of you who've been asking me, because I've been getting some requests, oh, utanijengea, ever since I started posting these cob houses, utanijengea nyumba ya cob, like I would like to attend the workshop so that I can build nyumba yangu ya mfanyikazi. Let me tell you something. Once you know the work that goes into making a beautiful, I'm just saying a beautiful, well-finished cob house, you won't say it's for your mfanyikazi. This is a work of art. It is tedious, it is intricate, it is delicate, it is art. Una imagine when you sculpt, you're sculpting the wall, so it's like you have your DNA embedded into it. Mwanzo kama hii tadelakt application, goodness, tadelakt, the kusugua, the rubbing with that stone. Okay? And then uniambia ati you're going to do it at mfanyikazi. Oh my goodness. Hii ni ile unaweka maybe your private space, you know, like it's I don't know how to describe it, but once you get to understand what goes into it, like this tadelakt, this is the biggest takeaway. Kama hii tadelakt, the mixing, the patience, the expertise. You scrub, whether that's clay and lime, there's no cement. You scrub it mpaka it becomes waterproof. So kitambo, it tadelakt, it's a Moroccan technology. They used to do it for their sisters kitambo, but sasa of course us tunaitumia kama work of art. And as much as it was done on the outside, it's mainly done on, tuseme, you know, mahali unataka kuonyeshana, you know, ama maybe you can use it kwa bathroom for that section. It has to be something, an area you treasure. You can't do it on the outside. This is because it was just a workshop. Okay, in fact, eventually we did away with the tadelakt. Sigi decided to do away with the tadelakt, and then we just did, but the idea was to learn. Okay, so that's tadelakt. Okay, and that was lime plaster after it's dried, the first layer. That was the first layer. Remember I told you you'll do another clay plaster after ile ya kwanza. That's the second one umeona hapo nje. And now we get to the inside. You can see, so the interior plasters, so with different application techniques and mixes. So unaona hiyo, that we applied using a sponge. The technique is delicate, and this one is when it's been traveled. Okay, so guys, you guys attend the workshop, you're probably thinking it's nyumba ya matope, everyone knows. Trust you me, there's a lot. You need to understand the why, so that you're not just building your gishagi house, but it's a cob house with a difference. It's a very beautiful cob house. This is the same technology, this is the same way they build when you're doing resorts. Okay, so if you want your house to look like a resort, you know, and not crack, if you want your mud house to look like a resort, to look like this, then come for the workshop. Okay, but if you're thinking a mud house ni kama ile ushago ile yetu ya nyanya zetu, then you don't need, but you'll encounter those problems. the cracking, it won't be beautiful to look at, it won't be a work of art, you know. So there you go. Hiyo ni tadelakt. You can see how it compares to the other plaster. So different materials, different application materials, different trowel. Some of it you apply using a sponge, use a trowel, steel, wood float. So yes, so generally I'll be doing different workshops this year. I'll be doing natural building and alternative building workshops. The first one, that is this coming April, from date 8th to 14th, I'm going to be doing the base structure of this. That is the cob, from the wattle and daub, your matope. So I'll get to let you know about the mixes, how to do it, how to be a scientist and actually study your soil type, because soil types, if you notice, miss sijawapatia ratio. So if you see someone giving you ratios out there, you need to determine, like, what type of soil do I have? How do I study it? How do I know? You need to create your own mixing ratios depending on the materials you're using, depending on the locality. Okay, so that those are the things that I will be teaching you. Okay, because it's very crucial. Okay. Oh my goodness, it's so beautiful. This Sigi Koko's workshop, for those people who do not know, you're watching this and you do not know who Sigi Koko is, she's a very, very, very down-to-earth woman, architect, natural building designer and trainer. She's been my mentor for years, so I actually, it meant a lot for me to attend her workshop. Actually, I was planning to visit her. She's based in Pennsylvania. Guys, go check her Instagram at Sigi Koko. No, actually go look at Build Naturally. She'll be able to shed more light on this. Yeah, so guys, this meant a lot. This meant a lot, the knowledge, everything. So guys, if you're new here, my name is Patricia Gathogo. Subscribe, share, love. Okay, tell your friends and stick here so that you learn about alternative buildings and what